And we're swimming. Flying up is a logo. I am Michael Bush.
And I'm Adam Kelly.
Why don't you tell them what we do?
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I'm Adam Kelly. I'm the guy that takes care of anything that has to do with technical side of things. Camera work, special effects, computer, sound, all that kind of stuff.
Right, and I'm the one that does the physical effects. So that would be the puppetry, the props, the costumes, the set design, things like that.
And so it's a really good combination of both sides of the spectrum to come together, and what you have is Adville and Auceps.
Mm-hmm.
Adville is a character that we've been toying with since high school, and the word Adville doesn't come from the pill.
No, it comes from evil Adam Kelly.
So there you go. Adville.
Makes perfect sense.
Let's watch that.
That one was good. I felt it.
And I'm zapping.
He says he's being the character of Adville, but he actually is Adville.
So they say.
It is a piece of cake for him to do this stuff.
Get Pudgy. Get out of here.
As you can see, Adville and Auceps only has one human character. The rest is his staff of various puppets that take care of him.
Oh, sorry, I'm an idiot. I was
doing my line. I was acting. Oh. You ready?
Yeah.
They're all basically foam rubber, foam latex faces with fabric bodies.
As each new episode comes, we make a new puppet.
So that's the fun part, is you get to actually construct the character design based on what you need for the upcoming short.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the writing determines the puppet more than the puppet determining the writing.
This is the most uncomfortable set we have ever been. The basement was more comfy than this.
There's like a foot of area.
Auceps' name actually means
Eavesdropper in Latin.
the character basically came about because it was the first puppet Michael had ever made. And so he was really interested in puppets. I was really interested in filmmaking. We already had the character of Adville. You put the two together, what you get? Adville and Auceps.
Come on now, you have to work with me here. Work with me.
Done by the evaluate.
Belle Borga is not a character Adville likes, I would say.
No, she's kinda overly sweet and friendly, and she's not really that good a character for Adville to interact with. He gets a little bit fuzzy.
Her character was based off of a combination of
Various grandmotherly types that we like to immortalize in fabric and foam.
Oh, the quick run through the cupboards revealed, all kinds of junk.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, and oh.
Fix it.
Hi, everybody.
He doesn't say too much, does he?
Yeah. No.
Anytime we need a little creature that's causing trouble, Krager's kind of the one that weasels his way in there.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. What's this?
Lamp.
Do the friggin' again.
How you doing, fellas? It's so nice to see you.
Herbert was a character that we actually did in our first feature film, Goblin Wars.
We decided that the shopkeeper idea was a really good character to carry over. That way I can actually appear in the shorts every once in a while as myself, rather than laying on a cart under a table or a desk.
Yeah, we got it going. Come on, get it going. It's dancing time. Here we go. Oh! What you made me do? Go ahead. You're gonna stop talking, or you're waiting for an armadillo to run right around.
Your glasses fluff.
The Honorable Judge Walter. He was the figure that we thought should be the most adult of the puppets. He's the one that should have the moral standing, you know, to actually sit there and evaluate Adville. The Judge Walter is sort of the omnipotent character. That's why you'll hear him as the voiceover a lot of the time.
This episode was the first episode that we filmed that used 2 puppets. Both puppets were made specifically for this episode.
Dorothy's the lawyer, the typical lawyer, the lawyer that kind of wants the credit, but she's kind of a, you know, wisecracking little tiny lady, but she's obviously very well educated to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
What are you doing with the hand there? Okay, and go.
Hold still.
Count 'em, make sure they're over there.
Maurice, the moat monster.
Edward doesn't really know if he likes Maurice.
Right. He slowly starts to build a small relationship with him because he's kind of a seedy character. You aren't quite sure what the real motivations are.
The Dragon Puppet was created by me, and it's only about
Yay, big.
this big. Want to see? Here it is.
Go.
Perfect. Perfect.
Imagine it being.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm duly impressed, you guys.
A lot of the time, the puppets have certain limitations, and depending on the shot we want, we can't really get me out of the way.
We did some digital enhancements where we shot separately some characters, and then we would again, with the same shot, shoot more characters, and then add them digitally.
I happen to like this outfit!
Do it again. Do it again.
And you're my caretaker. I tripped on my stinking thing. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
Each episode, we kind of like to change Adville's costume up a little bit. So we added a tie to him, and that gives a little bit more of the feeling that even though Adville doesn't really care for the government, he's still willing to put up with them.
We started out with a more simplistic Adville costume in some of the earlier ones, which would have been episode 2 and 3. In the later ones, you can see a much more luxurious robed costume like this one.
Which is actually the first time you see Adville. He's in the red robes, a little bit more luxurious, a little bit more the higher times of his life.
Right, and we'd like to thank Mommy Dearest for providing the costume construction.
Okay, Adam, go to your that way.
My what?
For this episode, we wanted the moat monster. That meant I had to figure out the best way to make an entirely waterproof puppet. He actually has quite a bit of styrofoam in him. His chest wall is a life jacket, and he has rubber grapes all over his head. It was actually so buoyant that it took almost a whole other person. I think Jacob had to help quite a bit to keep me under the water because I kept floating to the top. So although it was a good idea to do it out of the styrofoam and the life jacket, not necessarily a good idea if you want the moat monster to swim under the water.
Here we go. Yep.
Oh, wee! Ow! How'd that one go?
And it mostly was filmed in my in-ground pool.
Right in the backyard, we didn't even have to go anywhere. And then, how do you make an in-ground pool into a moat by a castle in a giant field?
You digitally extend it. Computer!
Ah!
We did a lot of digital puppeteer removal on this one. Probably the most
yeah.
we've done to date.
Extreme amounts of puppeteer removal because there's no hint of me in the entire short.
Good. Cut.
Okay, get out of the shot. Do a blank. Okay.
Okay.
We spent a day down in the Michigan basement, shooting water at each other, using straws to spew splashes of water at
That
each
was
other.
fun.
What?
Watch some of this stuff. He was so mad.
Since when? I can't do that because I'm gonna get hit in the face. I don't like this. But. Fine.
Okay. That's what we're gonna do.
It's cold.
That's what we're.
And look up, look at me.
As you'll notice, the world of Adville expands quite a lot in this episode.
As we learn, he is allowed to actually leave the castle.
And so we took it out into a forest, because where can you go with not being made fun of too much in wizard costumes?
Right, you go dance around in tights in the forest. One of the nicest shots in this entire thing is the very first pan. There were only 3 people in the basement at that time, so we had to figure out how to have Auceps and Adville having tea in the foreground while the camera pans back and Herbert runs in the back door. Does that make sense? Do we have any raw footage of that?
Yeah. A
Little bit?
A little bit.
Smooth. Out. Don't anybody move.
Okay. Michael, go now.
Hey, fellas.
I have forgotten that I do exist.
Melissa!
Keep your mouth down a little
I
bit.
need more chin glue.
This episode is actually mostly taken from a short film that I had done in college about a year or 2 ago.
We decided it applied really well to the world of Adville. We retooled a lot of it to gear it towards Auceps and Adville, such as the cap on the front and the back of it,
Yep.
and the overall voiceover wasn't even Auceps to begin with.
No, it was me. It was a big egghead, I guess is what you could say. We used a lot of different locations in this one. We had used the Detroit Public Library. They were gracious enough to let us shoot on the stairwell there. And we also shot in Ridgefield Park in Davison.
And in this one, we have actually guest actress.
Molly Williams. Molly is a 9-year-old girl that we've used twice now in our film.
And she was so good. She did better than me most of the time.
This was the first time we actually put Michael in latex makeup.
So I could actually act instead of being underneath the puppet. You saw my real face.
I think we got some footage of you testing out the makeup process.
Do we?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
What we did is we stuck a little bit of the hair up and under the wig. That way it isn't a straight hairline. What's that?
It's a camera.
One of the most fun things was watching us change voices and doing each other's voice. So the raw footage is actually pretty funny because it's me doing Dorothy's voice and it's also Michael doing Adville's voice.
Which apparently, when I do your voice, you turn incredibly British.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing!
Yeah, everything's just fine. And you have to pretend you're beautiful.
I'm sending this to somebody for blackmail money.
What?
I'm so...
We had a lot of different sets this time around, again, because each episode we kind of want to expand on Adville's own world.
Right, so Adville actually gets permission to leave the security of the castle, and he gets to go to his lawyer, which apparently is the only privilege he has.
So, where does he go? He goes to his little lawyer. She's a little puppet. She's got to have a little office.
How did you feel working in that set, Adam?
Uncomfortable to say the least, I think. And when you get me on a dining table, things are gonna go shaky.
Well, why didn't no one tell me?
Because
Sorry, I gotta say anyone. I think there's a way that we can prove that I was never there to even
Another big set that we used was my stepdad's workshop.
Which was the entire garage.
And I don't think we added one piece of set decoration
Well,
to
we
it.
had a chalkboard.
That was about it, really.
That was it. Everything you see in that scene is actually there. We did little to no work on it.
You don't know what this is, do you?
it's got a price tag.
Sorry.
Tip the big boy over.
This is the first episode where we see Auceps' legs.
Yes, and a fine set of legs they are.
How we did these legs, quite complicated actually. We'll show you a little bit of a composite of how it was done.
This is it right here. I found the thing I wanted. This is what I'm going to show you, and you're going to like it, and you're going to like it really.
Stop screwing me up! God dang it! I can't. Ah!